Welcome to Fit for Life with Karen. Today we are going to work on balance, but we're going to talk about posture first because it really does have an influence on how good your balance is going to be. Also strength. You want strong leg muscles and even upper body muscles to have good balance. And I think as we get older, I think that's one thing we always have in the back of our mind, that we don't want to fall. But you have to work at it a little bit. It doesn't get easier, as you know. So let's talk about it just for a couple of minutes because we only have half an hour and I know you're raring to go. Good posture goes hand in hand with balance. We already said that. Poor posture throws your body out of alignment because you tend to walk a little bit forward. Your weight is forward. You're less apt to stub your toe, which I've done a few times, but so far I've been lucky and I haven't fallen. Weak muscles also contribute to falls. Strength training, posture exercise, and walking correctly all help to keep you upright. So it's a whole bunch of things working together. Just pulling your chin in, and yes, I know I've mentioned this, but I will continue to do that when you're driving. Pull that chin right in so that your head touches the headrest. I hope it's in the right place so that your head does reach the rest. It's very comfortable when it's in the right place because I've been noticing that and doing it. I'm doing it more often now, pulling the head right into the backrest. All right, so start today. Try to remember all these things. Tune into the show so I can remind you. So let's just warm up the upper body for some posture work first. Easy stuff. Hands on your shoulders. Let's circle. I can feel those shoulder blades coming together, and I bet you can too. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Now you know we have to go in the opposite direction, right? So let's bring the elbows down a little bit and just do a reverse circle. 3 and 4 and 5. We'll do it slowly for more effect. And 6. And you're tightening that tummy a little bit too when you're working, right? Yes, you are. Let's clasp the hands together. Bring the arms up. Try to get those shoulders down a little bit. You have to work at that. Pull those shoulders right down. Very gently push back. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I know it isn't comfortable, but that's because we need to stretch those muscles out a little bit. We just did some stretching, so that will help. Just pushing back gently, pushing back gently. And you know, as I go along, I'm thinking of even more things to give you. Let's touch the back of the neck. Either touch or clasp your hands back there if you can do that. And bring those elbows back, straightens you right up. Try to remember to bring that chin in just a little bit. And just go back a little bit more. 1 and 2, bring them forward a little bit more this time, and 3 and 4, 5 and 6. We'll do 2 more, and 7 and 8. Now I know you've been putting a lot of tension in that neck, so let's stretch the neck a little bit by dropping the chin right down. Good. Doesn't that feel better when you do that? You're stretching out a little bit. And now we'll bring the head back up. Look up at the ceiling a little bit. Good. And then just relax. And let's turn from side to side very gently. Don't hold your breath. Let's do 2 more of these. 1 to this side and 1 to the other side. Good. Now we're going to do the ear drop, and that's easy. So we're stretching the side of the neck this time, and then to the other side. It's probably not too comfortable because you're not used to doing this unless you have been exercising quite a bit. We tend to look in the same direction most of the time. Wonderful. All right, now let's try this one. This one is easy. I like to put one foot in front, sitting up nice and straight. Now you can make fists or just keep your hands straight like this. I'm going to make a soft fist and very gently push those elbows back. Can you feel that? Now, if we had weights, you could be strengthening at the same time. So we will do that in another class. So just bring those arms forward. Breathe out as you go back. And then just reach and bring back slowly. So we're kind of warming up your upper body to get ready for better posture, right? Breathing out again. Elbows back as far as you can. And forward. Let's try it again. Breathe out. Just don't hold your breath when you're exercising. It's easy to do that, especially when you're stretching. And I know I'm tightening my abdomen. I can feel it. It just kind of happens naturally. We don't have to think about it all the time. But this feels pretty good today, and I don't think I do enough of this. Maybe you do. Let's hope. Breathing out again. Elbows back. And forward. One more time. Breathing out and back. And then just relax for a minute. Hands on your knees. Let's do the opposite of good posture, which is a good stretch for your spine. It's a spinal flexion. You're going to drop your chin down, round your back, shoulders up, just the opposite. But as I said, it's a good stretch for the spine. Now you're going to do the opposite by lifting your head up, pulling your shoulders down, holding onto your knees, nice and straight. How does that feel? You can actually breathe better when you do this. So pay attention to that next time. Let's do another one. So we're going to drop that chin down, lift your shoulders up, round your back. It's a wonderful spinal flexion. Good stretch for the spine. Pulling yourself back up. Those shoulders come down. Wonderful. Let's do some turning side to side, nice and easy. So we're working on our posture now through stretching, mostly. All right, let's try our 3 letters today. The first letter we usually work with is Y. Y. This part's kind of easy. What I'd like you to do is turn your hands so they're facing the back, if it isn't too uncomfortable. Very gently push back, as far back as you can go, and then just little pushes. 2. And I'm tightening the abdomen. It just happens automatically when we do these. And 5. And 6. Feel those shoulder blades come together. 8. Let's do a few extras. This one isn't too bad, is it? Shake those hands out. Circle your hands a little bit. Doesn't that feel good on your wrist? Stretching that wrist out a little bit. And then the other way. Good. Around and around. Now make a fist and then open. See the difference in the feeling? This is tension. This is relaxation. Tense, relax. Do a few of these. Good. We have a couple of letters left to do, so let's do the T. Palms are down, facing down, and you're going to go back. Again, 1 and 2. Can you feel? I can really feel those shoulder blades coming together. Your feet are flat. Posture's good. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Let's do our prayer hands. Bring them up. Top of hands together, and then let's come down. Oops. Do the prayer hands together again. Let's go up, and then make a big circle, and don't knock your water off the table, okay? Let's bring those hands down. We're going to put them right on the knees. We're going to do one more letter, and you probably remember. Let's try this. The W. All right. You're going to breathe out as you bring those arms as far back. They're all doing the same thing. It just mixes it up a little bit, makes it a little more interesting. Palms together. Breathe out. Posture is good. Pull that chin in so the head comes back a little bit. Wonderful. Try it again. Open. Oh, how does that feel? And bring those hands together. Again, breathing out. And then bring those hands back. All right, grab some water. We've been working for a while here, so maybe you're dry, but whether you're dry or not, you're probably not drinking enough, so this is a time to do it. Okay, before we do the yoga cat, we have two more of the posture exercises to do. I'd like you to try this. Come forward in your chair just a little bit. Put one arm behind your back at your waist and sit up. It does kind of sit you up straight naturally, but just try that. If we've done this, it hasn't been very often. And grab your hand with your other hand, and if you can, pull that arm to that side. And if you can't do that, that's okay, as long as you're holding onto your hand. And this is a really good posture exercise too. I don't think it's done very much. Let's try the other side. This arm goes back. With the free hand, you're going to hold onto your hand and pull that arm across just a little bit, sitting up nice and straight. So many things you can do for yourself. And I can't give you everything in 1/2 hour class, but I try to pack it full, don't I? Okay, one more posture exercise, but let's relax just for a minute. Open those feet up a little bit. Just drop forward. Good. If you want, you can put your hands right here, right in front of the lower leg, or you can grab your ankles if you want. Keep your head up. You don't have to ever drop your head down. Good. And we'll come back up slowly. Hold on to your knees, shoulders down, pull that chin in. I wish I could see a picture of you now. You all look nice and straight. You look taller, younger, happier, lighter. Good posture does a lot for us. Okay, let's just relax for another minute. I'm going to sit back, heels down. Let's do something for the legs, okay, just for a minute. Lifting up, you're going to just point and flex those feet. Point and flex, point. And we're going to do some standing balance work. Good. Wonderful. How does that feel? Let's put one foot down and just circle. 4 times one way and 4 times the other way. Good. And 3 and 4. Let's do the other. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 the other way. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Terrific. Now we're going to do some standing balance, as I said. And the first thing we do is stand. Stand up. How do we stand up? Do we do this? Do we do this? Or do we try to stand up without holding on? That in itself is a great exercise. So I'm going to come to the side of the chair, and you can come to your chair too. And I hope you have a chair with arms. That works better for this class in particular. All right, now for balance work, what I'd like you to do is put one foot in front of the other. The heel of the front is right at the toe of the back foot. All right? And make sure you're not out here, but you're fairly close to the chair. You're nice and straight. And all I want you to do is drop down. So why don't we start with a stretch, just dropping down. Good. And we're going to stand up. Think of pushing those hips forward a little bit. With your free arm, you're going to reach for the sky, push those hips forward for a nice straight flat back. We'll do a little bit of a back bend. Good. You know how much I love that exercise. It's so good for us because we don't do it enough. All right, now what I'd like you to do is hold on with one finger, just like that. That's a little more of a challenge than grabbing the chair. If you can do it, fine. Bring your hand closer to the body and see if you can balance here holding on. And then see if you can do it without holding on. Good. Oops. Good. Good. I'm doing better, aren't I? So that's an exercise that you can do. Let's just do the other side. Put one foot in front of the other. Good. And we'll just drop forward. Let that arm hang down. Let's come all the way up. Now you're holding on now. And then we'll go back. Wonderful. And then relax. Now the other thing we're going to do is probably, if not the most important, one of the most important exercises for your balance. It's called the squat. We have done it before, yes. Depending on your knees, you'll know how far down you can go or not. Some people can go way down here. Some can only bend their knees a little bit. Just do the best you can. So what I'm going to do is come forward just a little bit, And we are balancing at the same time, but it's a little bit easier because the feet are apart, you're in position, a good holding position. So all you're going to do is bring those arms straight out, bend your knees and reach forward. And I think what I'm going to do is come right here in front of my chair, and I'd like you to do that too, just in case, right? So you're reaching forward and think of this part of the body pushing back. So you're reaching forward and pushing back at the same time, just in case you lose your balance. The chair will be right there. But that's an exercise you really should be working on. Take your time. If you're really concerned about falling, have someone there with you and have them do it with you too, regardless of how young or old they are. They can do it with you. So that is the squat. Very, very important. I'm going to do it sideways so you can just see the difference. So as you bend your knees, you're reaching forward and sitting back. So it's not just a straight bend like this. Your body is straight. This has to go back. And that is for function, that you want to be able to drive yourself, getting in and out of a car, in and out of bed. There's so many different uses for good posture, so let's just keep that in mind. Another exercise I'd like to try is from ballet. We're going to put the outside leg in front. You can hold on first. Up, just bring your leg up any old way. It can be this way, it could be that way, this way, whatever you want. Just bring it up and put it in back. Up, put it in front. Hold on with one finger and back, one finger in front, and then try it without holding on and see how you do. And the more you do it, the more you'll be able to stay up there. So just keep that in mind. As far as the other side, I'm going to move the chair a little bit right here. All right. So we're going to put this foot in front, lift it up. Holding on is easy, right? Plus you are strengthening your leg just by bringing it up like this. So we'll put that in the back, up, hold on with one finger, up and back, up. Good, so now it's front to back, up and down, up and back. And try a couple without holding on, see how you do. And you'll see you'll be able to take more time and do it slower when your balance is better. So that's a really good exercise, and I love that one. I'm going to go back to the other side. I'd like you to try this with me. You can get a little bit further to the side of the chair. And all you're going to do is touch to the front, the side, the back, and close. The other foot, front, side, back. Now you can keep switching sides if that's easier for you to do. So it's front, side, back, and close. Front, side, back, close. Try without holding on. Front, side, back. And we've done it in our dancing, I think. Side, back, and close. So you're going in 3 different body directions. So it's a little bit of a challenge. Walking, just walking helps with balance too. It strengthens your leg, strengthens your heart and lungs too, right? So front, side, back, and close. Let's just bend the knees a little bit. I'm going to come a little bit closer. Bend and lift those heels up if you can. Bend the knees, lift your heels up, bend your knees and up, and bend your knees, and do as many of those as you want to do, 8 or 10. It's just good for practice. So let's loosen up the lower body just a little bit by just swinging your leg back and forth. If you want, we'll just have you hold on with one finger. It's a little bit more of a challenge. Good. This is good for the hip also. And now we're going to take a little rest by bending the knees. The other side, front and back, front and back. Whoops, I can feel that in my lower back too, and the back side. Good, and front and back. Now for the last few minutes, we're going to strengthen your legs, so all of this will be easier actually. So I'm going to turn my chair so you can see what I'm doing, but you can stay where you are. But if you're behind your chair, that's perfect. Just holding on. And I think you know what I'm going to do, right? We're going to go up and down. Just lift your heels up and down. So now we're just working on strength to help us balance. But we can hold on to do this. Unless you want to hold on with just one hand again and just, a little challenge there. 4. Try to do 10 of these. Say this is 6, and you can feel that calf muscle getting tight. 8 and 9. And try to be nice and straight. Good. Let's bend those knees a little so we can stretch those calf muscles out. Good. I can feel it. Sometimes you get cramps in the lower leg too, not just the upper leg. And this is a nice stretch. This is a kind of a simple, easy stretch. A better way to stretch the calf muscle is to point to the back. The ball of the foot comes down, then your heel. Push yourself up nice and straight though. And I know you've done this before, but if you did it every day, it really wouldn't hurt. Okay, we're strengthening this leg in front. We're stretching the leg in back. And if you can let go and balance, that's good too. Great. Let's try the other side, the other leg. We want to stretch both of them. So it's a point, ball, heel. I'm going to pull my chair in a little bit and pull yourself up nice and straight. Let's pull that chin in. This should be the first thing you think about when you're doing posture exercises. Nice and straight. See if you can balance here. Or just use one hand. Either one is fine. And now let's just relax again for a minute. We're going to kick back. And 1. Feel a stretch here. 2. It is also good to lubricate the knee a little bit. As we age, that fluid in the knee, that synovial fluid, gets thick. And it does help a little bit to do this kind of an exercise. There are other exercises too, but if you do have arthritis there in your knees, talk to your doctor about it first. Make sure you're not hurting yourself by doing something like this, but it really shouldn't, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Let's stretch all the way down the back. All right, we're going to take a few steps back. All right, your arms should be straight, and see if you can make a flat back. If it feels like it's flat, do the best you can on this one, okay? Because you're not used to doing, but it's a wonderful stretch all the way down from your neck to your heels. Now we're going to walk up. You just bring one arm up. Put one foot in front and push those hips forward a little bit. You know we're probably going to do this in almost every show. This is a great exercise. Try to straighten that arm a little bit. Great. Now we're going to walk back again, and this time you will be able to flatten it out just a little bit more. It happens quickly. You just have to do it. Get used to doing it. Try to flatten and flatten. As I said, you can keep your head up. I know I'm going a little bit more this time, and I can feel that stretch right here in the calf muscle also. Down, 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 down. Don't force it. We'll walk back up again. And we'll lift the opposite arm, reach up, and do a little back bend here. Wonderful. And then bring the arm down. Good. One more time. I'm going to give you, before we sit down, another wonderful posture exercise that I think is fairly easy to do, and the chair will help you. It works. It's great. And all you might be facing the back wall. You might have to turn your chair, or you can just look to see what I'm doing and then try it on your own, and then just walk forward, holding onto the chair. Brings those shoulder blades right together. It's great. Feels good too. Think of pushing those hips forward. We can do a little back bend this way. Good. And then we'll come back. All right, let's sit down and relax for a minute. Grab some water. You did a great job. And the last thing we're going to do is the Grecian stretch. And you've done it before. You need to come forward just a little bit and then sideways. Now the leg closest to me, you just put in back like that. Great. Reach down. And if you can't grab your leg, maybe you could grab your pant, the pant leg, and pull it up. But I'm going to reach down and pull back just a little bit. I'm holding on Again, pull that chin in. If you can let go and do it and balance. So you're reaching forward and you're reaching back at the same time. So you're getting a really good stretch. This is really good for you. Wonderful. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Let it come down slowly. Switch. Heel down, toe up, back straight. Hand right here on your thigh, quadricep. Keep your back straight as you come forward. Oh, I can really feel that. But it's a good all-over stretch, and that's why I end the show with it a lot of times. So let's turn to the other side. The leg closest to me, the toe comes back, you're reaching down, you're pulling up and then back, and then reaching. It feels, and just turning like this is a good stretch too, isn't it? So reaching forward, pulling back. All right. And you can hold it longer when you're doing it on your own. And then we'll switch heel, toe comes up, back is straight, and you're going to come forward. Wonderful. Great. I want to thank you for joining us today. And I hope you got something out of this. Maybe you'll remember, or maybe you're writing these things down so you can do all of this on your own. So again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Bye for now.